Today we're going to discuss how to properly connect the ends of a polypropylene belt together for the broiler breeder nests or the community nest. And we have varying sizes here, whereas a side belt nest, you'll have a 4-inch wide belt. In a center belt nest, you may have an 8-inch wide belt. There are certain installations where you may have a 12-inch belt, or you may have a 19-inch wide belt as well. They call them the perforated polypropylene, and the perforations, they're having all these holes in it to carry the eggs, to let debris drop through, and it's also used to help secure the ends of the belts together. So when you do put these together, you always want to cut the end of the belt more or less in an arrow fashion. You want to make sure that it has, the highest point in the center and the lowest point in the ends on both ends of the belt. And so you want to overlap the ends of the belt, and usually when you want to overlap 7 to 8 different holes. If you go 8, obviously you want to make sure you have enough strapping to hold these together, but normally I go 7 holes overlapping. And when you do that, we're going to overlap the holes where they look like they're interlocking with each other. And that helps in aid of the securement of the two ends together. Use the splicing or the strapping to hold these belts together, and you can buy that through Valco. We have that going along with the belts. And like this, on this particular 4-inch belt, we usually cut these 28 inches long. If you're going to a wider belt, by the time you get to the center, the length gets a bit longer. So you can average a 32-inch length of these strapping, and it should cover most any size belt. So after you cut the length of the belt, or the length of strapping to your necessary determined length, you fold it in half, and you want to start to weave these through on the end of the belt that is on top. So you send your weaving, your strapping through one hole beyond the overlap. As you overlap those in, you send one half of it through that. You want to do that on all edges, as once this is all tightened down, that helps hold that edge down. When they start to flex throughout the barns, they go around rollers, those edges will try to separate. With all these strapping over that edge, it'll help keep it together. So you pull that through. Make sure your belts are lined up on the sides. You start to weave through every half opening. Pull it tight. You see the strapping is over that edge, and as it starts to tighten up, it'll make sure that that edge does not flip up. So now I went through this hole, came up this one, went down that one, so I'm going to come back up through this other edge. As you can see, you go through there, making sure you keep the edges of your belt lined up. And continue that on. And again, as you go through each opening, pull this strapping tight as you get to the end. And as you go through this, you can see on some of these other belts we already have finished, you can see how it's weaving in and out. And on the tail end of it, you can see again where that strapping is holding the edge of that belt